And after 8 games, is this where you thought you would be? I know things aren't going to be perfect, but are you kind of on schedule of where you thought this team would be at this moment?
I like to believe we're trending in the right direction as far as know-how, our style. I know our defense has gotten a lot better with our communication, with our physicality, with our rotations, trying to limit three-point shooting, which I think anytime you give up all these threes, you really put yourself in a conundrum in our offensive execution. So I think we've gotten better. The adage is you are where you're at, but I definitely think we're trending in the right direction.
Speaking of the rotation, is that still a work in progress, or are you pretty much settled in
We're starting
how
to
you want?
solidify certain roles. Obviously, with Julius being out, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the whole deal with respect to front court depth. So, we've probably got a couple of things to still work out, but for the most part, those 8 or 9 guys are probably the rotations that we're going to look at as we move forward.
In an era where rosters constantly change from year to year, and now you have these early conference games, would you like for those conference games to happen later? Because coaches are always now adjusting to what your new roster is?
For me, I would prefer to play a conference game the first or second game of the season, me personally, because it will set the tone quicker. It will give your players a lot more focus earlier. You got to play 20 games anyway, right?
Right.
Whether you play them at the end of December or the beginning of November, at some point you got to play them. I purposely like to get their attention earlier. And, again, that's why I'm a coach and not a commissioner, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But at the same time, I think that's something that we should definitely take a look at. I think the Big Ten did it one year.
The ACC did
The ACC.
when they launched the network.
Yeah. I would. That's just something that I've always thought about. When in the past, as a head coach, when we have scheduled high major games early, your teams tend to be a lot more focused, because so many times these young kids look at the name of the team and not the people in the uniforms. I always tell our players, in the games you don't practice against cones. There's not a pad at the front of the rim that's trying to block your shot. No, those are people, long people, athletic people, tough people, men. So. You don't win games against cones. You don't win any games against cones.
Back to the scheduling. I know Hurley was frustrated when he had his press conference. Would you like to see more home and homes and get away from some of how the scheduling is done with MTEs and those type of things?
I think as many tough games as we can play, it prepares you to where you're trying to go. I think it's a fine balance where, again, given this portal era, you also have to find balance of chemistry as well. So do you want to go into those, World War V games? Like non-conference. I don't mind conference play, but non-conference, that's tough. I think MTEs offer your kids a learning experience, a traveling learning experience, a camaraderie learning experience, see parts of the country that sometimes these men or women would never see. So I also think we have to remember who we are too. We're educators. Many of y'all see us just as coaches and you do this, you do. No, we're educators. We're mentors, and we're trying to get our players to do something they never thought they can do in their life. And MTE experiences are for that as well.
How do you feel where this team is right now as you go into a tougher part of your schedule? How are you guys feeling as a locker room with your progression?
I feel like we're as close as we've ever been. I think our defense is just every game, since the first game to now, I think it's just gotten better. I think we can get even better, but I think it's where it needs to be at this point in the season. And I'm excited to play against a team like West Virginia, who has a lot of older guys and who has a good schedule. They won some games, so ready to play against them.
And on the offensive end, do you think that now your pieces are kind of finding where their spots are? And you, who has the ball in your hands, are you getting comfortable with knowing where your teammates' best spots are?
Yeah, I think we all are finding out where guys want to shoot their shots and stuff. Everybody's confident in the roles that the coach is giving us, and I think we're all confident in where our offense is.
What has the process, and I asked Micah the same question, the process behind learning where everyone's strong spots are on offense and getting them the ball in those spots and getting them the ball on time? Just how have you all developed that chemistry?
I just feel like we just come to playing in games.
Coach Cooley always tells us he made our schedule how he made it on purpose because he wanted us to build continuity. We want to play together and learn each other. So those things are important because I feel like it just comes over time with playing. I feel like you can get up shots and stuff like that like we do, but I feel like playing together and actually watching film together and having stuff to break down together, I feel like that helps a lot.
And as a team, where do you think you guys are defensively?
I think we're a good defensive team, but I think we could be great. We could definitely be better. We make a lot of mistakes here and there. Some things we got to clean up. I feel like we got the personnel, we got the people who want to defend. So I feel like we can get a lot better than we are.
And we always talk about getting continuity on the offensive end. Talk about getting continuity on the defensive end, knowing where to be and help in his scheme and knowing where to shade a guy. What's that like, learning each other and trusting each other in that?
Oh yeah, like I said, it just comes with just playing and honestly trusting the coach. Before we play every opponent, he gives us a cheat code to test. He gives us the answer sheet every time. We scout heavy. We prepare for teams. So if we just listen to coach and listen to the scout what we're supposed to do, and stay connected, and everybody just buy into playing defense, then we'll be fine.
You're playing with your back toward the basket more. What has that process been in getting used to that? Because when you came in, honestly, you were built up as more of a stretch guy. But now we're seeing you trying to score at two different levels, out that three-point line and down in the box. What has that transformation been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's development. It's being able to play both sides because, only being able to do one is it's limiting. And that's my game. I've never wanted to limit my game in any way. So trying to develop down low and be able to do both helps us win, helps us have post presence, and being able to do that stuff is just going to help us be a better team. That's all.
And how has your toughness gotten? Because it does seem like as you get more used to it, you are mixing it up inside a lot more. You're trying to be a lot more physical. How has that come along, and how are you learning where that line of physicality is?
That's who I've been. That's who I was in high school, but it's hard to do that when you're not throwing. So it's like as I've grown into my body, I've just been able to get back to me. And so it's been really fun to actually be able to push back and like feel that the guy actually moved this time. It's been really fun. It feels good to just grow into myself a lot more. I have a lot more progress I want to make, and finding out how to balance that and also balance the refs talking to me and stuff, so it's fun. It's just the experience has helped a lot.
And what is the next thing that comes to Drew Fielder's game as far as development? Is it putting the ball on the floor? Where do you see yourself going next?
Well, I mean, I worked on my game, so there's nothing on the court that I don't think I can do. What it is finding how I can help this team win and play my role and do what I can to play with the guys that we have. But I truly feel like there's a different team with different things. I can bring other things. But with this team right now, I'm just doing whatever I can to win. And that's what, the biggest thing is focus on defensively. What I need to do to help this team win. So just growing in that. But I can pass, I can shoot, I can put it on the floor, but it's just about progressing and finding out how to win. That's all I'm focused on is winning.